Ted Dinsmore from Surgeon, and we're doing our series on technology in healthcare with particular focus around mixed reality, augmented reality, and extended reality type technologies in healthcare. And I'm really super excited to have Nancy Farrow with me today.
Hi,
And
how are
she's
you?
Global Head of Sales for HoloAnatomy. Nancy, just introduce yourself for a minute.
Sure. My name is Nancy Farrow, and I'm the Director of Global Sales for HoloAnatomy for Case Western Reserve University.
So I've been using HoloAnatomy for years. When it came out about 3 years ago, it was one of the first apps on the HoloLens 1. And every short story here is I go into my daughter's high school to the anatomy class every year. And the students were super excited about it. I take juniors and seniors in an anatomy class and just get them excited about mixed reality and just their level of interest on anatomy itself and also around the technology. It was just really an exciting thing for me to do, and I always appreciate it. And I thank you and the team at Case Western for putting this together because it's a really an amazing way to get kids to think differently. So, how are you seeing how anatomy being used in the classroom when you're working with it at Case Western?
You know what, you bring up an excellent point because that's really our ultimate goal is to get students excited at the level of high school, right? I remember taking an anatomy class in high school and we were dissecting frogs and looking at different animals. How amazing would it be to be able to actually put on the headset, which at the time, unfortunately, we didn't have it. But how amazing would it be to put this headset on and be able to see every single detail of the human body, which is so exquisite. So we developed this particular software for our own medical students for year 1 and 2. Um, because we build a beautiful health education campus, but we didn't put a cadaver lab. But this software is not limited to medical students. It is built at a level for medical students. It is available to nursing, dental students, PA, high school, university, all across the board. We also work with corporate companies. So medical device would be an excellent opportunity, to think about because they have a lot of new reps, sales reps that come in and they go and work with surgeons in OR. So they have to have a very solid understanding of the human body.
And what aspects have you seen in the students' ability by using this to do better comprehension and understand the anatomy better?
Absolutely. So what we've learned, and we've done it by doing the pilot trials and getting outcomes, research, and publishing it. We've learned that students that learned in cadaver lab as well as in digital holoanatomy lab, they have the same results, outcomes in terms of their test scores, but they did it in half of the time.
Wow.
So think about it. Right now, medical students especially are overwhelmed with curriculum and everything that they have to get done in a short amount of time. But if we can have a software, right, an application that allows them to know exactly the same amount of information as in a cadaver lab, but do it in half of the time, what can they do in the rest of the time?
Awesome. That's awesome result.
It is.
So, and thinking about in relation to current events of COVID, how do you think how anatomy can be used to help students outside the traditional classroom environment?
So we started Hollow Anatomy for our medical students face to face in a digital lab.
Right.
And when COVID hit, I'm just going to give you a very quick
Yeah.
timeline. COVID hit, we received in Ohio, we received stay at home orders, I believe that second week, Sunday, the 11th or 12th, whatever that day was. Um, and our students were on spring break. We extended a spring break for our students. And in a matter of 2 weeks, we were able to rebuild Hollow Anatomy to make it remote. So when our students came back, our first Hollow Anatomy remote class went live on March 24th.
Wow.
Our students did not miss a beat in learning anatomy, as opposed to other students that only had access to the cadaver lab physical space had difficulty in that aspect.
Awesome. Awesome. Why did you choose HoloNet is based on mixed reality on the HoloLens platform? Why did you choose that versus VR?
That's an excellent question. And a lot of the customers I work with, particularly, don't really understand the nuances of the difference between the VR and MR and AR, as a matter of fact. So when I try to explain it, our application, our software is instructor-led, large shared group experience. And what that means is we want our students to see each other. It's a collaborative experience. We want our students to see each other. We want our students to see their professor, but we need that, the digital hologram to be superimposed in their real environment. And that's why we decided to go with the mixed reality. Because if you think about it, VR, virtual reality, really takes that human interaction out of the picture. We are teaching and grooming our medical students who are going to become physicians. And that human aspect is extremely important to us.
Awesome. What is it about this platform overall with HoloAnatomy that really excites you about this?
I love innovative technology. I see HoloAnatomy, I see HoloLens as the next, future technology that's really, it's here now. But in a matter of the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to just completely transfix all of us. I think about HoloLens as what we thought about cell phone when it just came out 13 years ago.
Absolutely.
That's really the parallel I draw.
Can you explain how your role is to bring this to market globally, right?
Correct.
Can you give us an understanding of how it'll be sold, how it's distributed? Is it free? Is there paid versions? Can you give us an understanding of that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we just finished working on a free, kind of like a sample app that we're putting on Microsoft Store. It's the updated version of the newest release. So that particular version is free. People can get to know what it is, what's HoloAnatomy, try it if they have their own devices. Then once you show interest in that, then it goes into kind of a subscription model.
Nice.
So you do buy the service, and you get training and maintenance and license and everything included in it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Nancy. And just as we started this series around healthcare and innovation and technology, and it's been really exciting to be with you today. And I'm really excited about launching your products globally. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.